Yo, what is up, guys? So we are back outside with Callie's 2006 RSX Type S, and something we're going to be doing really quick is something that I didn't even realize was something I could do. So I made the video on the HKS high power exhaust, and somebody was like, yo, take the silencer off. I thought they were talking about the little resonator sitting behind the muffler here. No, there is literally a little pipe in here. I didn't realize that's what this is right here, is a silencer. So that's why there's bolts here to this little pipe. You take that out and it should make things a little bit louder, which is kind of what we want, honestly. It's kind of the whole reason we did the exhaust. So we got some tools right here. We're going to put an Allen key right up here, put a wrench right there, and pull that silencer out, and it'll give it a little bit better look too. You'll have the holes there, which is not really a big deal, but this will actually look better too, I believe. So we're gonna give you a before and after sound clip once we get that off. So let's do it. All right, so here we are. We got our Allen key in here. We are cracking these free. I'll be able to hold the nut with my hand and pull this right out. All right, here we are. This comes out. Looks so much better. It looks like the cannon that's kind of on there. All right, let's give you a before and after. What this will do is, like, it kind of works as like a megaphone. It should amplify it by quite a bit. So I don't know, just a little bit of extra. I would give you guys a good flyby, but we are still in the braking period of the clutch, so maybe I'll just give you a little drive-by. That was a quick, fun clip. I wasn't able to get on it too much, like I said. We're about 3/4 way through the clutch break-in, so that's probably the rowdiest we've gotten with it. I'm actually really excited to give this thing a pull once we can and see what difference that lightweight flywheel really makes, especially with a brand new OEM clutch. Callie and Lex said it sounded a lot better in person, but I mean, Honda's going to sound like a Honda, but I think it sounds pretty good for all things considered. You know, it was just a quick 2-second thing and made quite a difference. You know, that was kind of the loudness we were hoping to get the first time. I wish I knew that was even a thing. I've just never had a cool little Japanese car with a big cannon out of the back to do that too. So I'm pretty excited. That was fun. So I'll see you guys in the next adventure. All right, guys, so this gets pretty cool. We stopped down here in Portsmouth real quick. We got the RSX Type S, and right in front of it, we got a little Acura RSX, that base model, I believe, but still really cool to see. It is the 0506, just like Callie's. It is a 5-speed manual transmission, black interior. Wow, that's pretty cool. I wonder if they even noticed that we were parked right behind them, but that's a pretty cool little clip, and it's got the little wing back here as well. I like that. These cars need the wing. All right, so we are back at the house now with the RSX after our little trip over to New Hampshire to get the new headlights. I'm gonna run inside, throw some shop clothes on, get out here, lay down. We're gonna take off the front bumper, but these are the new headlights compared to the old ones. So that's the before, this is the after. Now these could have been restored, but these were literally $100 on Marketplace, so really can't be upset with that. So I'm really excited. We got to order some new LED lights. We have some lights in here that are LEDs, but they don't fit great. The company that we got them from just isn't great. So we're gonna try to switch over to possibly Auxito later on. So for right now, we just want to get these in because it's going to make the car look so much better. I mean, look how clear and beautiful these lenses are compared to what's on there now. To get to the headlights, we got to take the front bumper off. So what we got to do is lift up the front of the car. So we're going to get down here, put it under the jack point, which is right behind the plastic shielding right in the middle here. So we're going to get that in there and start lifting this thing up. We're gonna start right up here. We just got these little clips that hold in the grill. So they do make special pliers or tools to remove these, but you just gotta pop the tops if you don't have those tools, like me, with a little flat head, and they will just fall right out. Super simple stuff. We're gonna do this all the way down the grill. There should be one more right there, but we are missing it. We have quite a few. Just gotta wiggle them out, cool. The grill is pretty easy. There's some little bolts and nuts and things like that holding on the bumper on the side. Now, if you have an RSX, you probably have the very infamous bumper gap. So they do make a bracket, someone online, that we can get this fixed up, but we have a zip tie in it right now because we hit a tire the other day in the road and it cracked some previous Bondo or something that was laid down on this front lip. So someone else has cracked it way before us. But I don't know. Yeah, the grill can come off right now, but it doesn't really need to. So I'm going to set aside these clips just for now. We know these go to the grill, and we are going to probably go down below and pull off the rest of the plastic clips. Right over here, we had a screw that we had to take off, but as you can see, it's not there. Someone just kind of put one in place before us. So they've also had this problem. I also need to hold up this with some new plastic clips because, as you can see, when we hit the tire that was sitting in the road, it was real late at night. It pushed us all back and kind of cooked some of this inner plastic. So we want to save this, even if we run just a zip tie or something just for now to keep it up. That would be great. And I do have my jack stands in place. If you are unsure, it's those little mounting points right there that stick out at the pinch weld. But down below, we have a series of little plastic clips that need to come out. So we got one right here, so we'll start here. Pop these things out. I'm so excited for this car to have this. Yeah, that tire did some damage right here. So all of this is loose. It's all gonna have to be, unfortunately, right now zip tied because we don't have the plastic clips. We'll keep working this out. Thick flathead really works good for this kind of thing. And we do have the wires for the fog lights in place, but I only need to remove the bumper enough to get to the headlight bolts. So anyway, we're going to keep working down. You might have a couple sitting in the middle here, like we just took out, but you also might not because they fall out over time. Sometimes they don't get put back, all those sorts of fun things. But I think I have just these two right here, so I'll remove those. All right, so you can see it coming down. Now, on a lot of cars, like on the other side, this just breaks off, and it's unfortunate when it does because it gives you a really good body line when you have it, but when you lose it, kind of sucks. Now, this should just pull forward just like that, nice and clean. Now, there shouldn't be too much more. Look at that, holding in the bumper. I think I can just pull it off, but I gotta cut my zip tie on this side still, and that will make things a lot better. I'm going to take the bumper, pull it down nice and slow. Now I can take my grill, lift this up, pull this up and out of the way, and I just gotta move my jack handle down, just like this. There we go. Now I can pull the bumper out and away just a little bit. I can actually undo my fog. I can actually unplug the fog lights just right here, and that will make life a lot easier. Now we can just take the bumper and swoop right out of the way. Now I'll show you guys how we take off one headlight, and then it'll be the same exact thing on the other side. All right, so here we are. We got our 10 millimeter. As far as I know, for bolts, we have a 10 millimeter right here. Now I believe there is some broken clips, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that because maybe we're lucky. I don't really quite remember. Put them right here. Just be careful where you set them. We got another one right here on the fender, and there should be a tab down below. And then all we have to do is unplug the headlights. And oh man, I am so excited to see how fresh these new headlights are gonna look in here. All right, we're going down below. So it seems like we also have to remove this little metal bracket and possibly reattach it after. I think this is also holding in the headlight. So we got a 10 millimeter right on the side here. And then I need to go get an extension to run deep into here. It seems like that is our last 10 millimeter. And then the headlights can supposedly come off. All right, we got our last 10 millimeter bolt with a couple extensions. Oh, there we go. That has not come off in a while. I don't remember how I removed the headlights the first time I did this. I had to remove the headlights to get at the alternator on that side, but maybe I did do this before. I just don't remember. But anyway, once this is out, it should be easy to pull the headlight right out of place. Just like that. Cool. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember exactly how I did this. I was looking up above and I couldn't see it. You can actually, which will make your life a little easier, you don't need to fully remove that metal bracket. You can actually come right from below and get at that 10 millimeter from the bottom. But since I'm already here, I am going to take the headlight. I'm going to remove the lights. Yeah, you'll see we had to tape this together. I mean, it did not fit in there great. We had to use this rubber gasket to hold in the lights. Like, they are just in there by sheer luck. They're supposed to be inside. They're supposed to be inside this bracket, but whatever we added didn't fit, and we needed to replace them at the time. So that's what we got. There we go. This is unplugged. Oh, wait, we got one more. All right, now we can just take and twist this last light. Bam, pull that right out. Now, oh, we got one more right here. They never stop. All right, now I actually think we're good. All right, cool. Now I can take the headlight, and the last thing I got to do is just transfer this metal bracket to the new headlight. So we're going to unbolt it right here with our 10 millimeter and transfer that right over with the world's longest extension. So I think it was kind of nice to swap the bracket outside of the car. This second bracket bolt will sit in place once we bolt it up to the fender here. But we're going to set this back down, plug in all of our lights the way we took them out, and get it bolted up. It's honestly that easy. Okay, so something I noticed is actually we need to take and twist these lights out, I believe, because we need these for this headlight. So we're going to take this one, twist it, pull it out, install it in here, and do the same with this light right here. So we just swapped over this connection, and the one down there, I had to use some vice grips to get this thing out. Should just be a quick, easy turn. We're pulling out the factory little halogens down here, and we're going to put in our makeshift lights, but we will be getting the proper ones later. We're going to plug this all back in and get it in place. All right, we're going to take our headlight. We're going to rest it back up in place right where it goes. All the lights are now plugged back in. And what I got to do is line up the bracket down below probably first. There we go. Okay. We're right in place. I could actually probably send a bolt here. That might make my life a little easier down below, mounting that bracket back up. So I think we're going to do that. Eventually we will get some nice new bolts too, because these are pretty dirty. They're getting pretty old. And our headlight is now in place. It is already looking so much cleaner. Now we are going to go over and do the other side, but look at that. That's a split difference. You can see how yellowed this one is compared to this. All right, now I'm going to be hopping in on this side. You just saw me do it to the driver's side, so I'm going to rip apart the passenger side and get that replaced. Well, here we are. We just got the second headlight on. I'm going to get the bumper up in place, and we're going to see how this looks. And check it out. It's a new day. We're over at a car show right now, but I wanted to show you guys that we got the new headlights in, and it is looking so much cleaner. No more yellowing, peeling, like clear on the headlights. So that is pretty sweet. Really excited to see the look of that. I'll see you guys in our next adventure. And what we got going on today is all sorts of fun stuff. So we're going to start the video off with a little bit of maintenance real quick. So I have to change out our LED headlights. We have a bit of an upgrade for you guys here. There's two different styles you can buy for this car, and one is complete trash. I don't know who came up with the design, and I don't know why they say it fits the car. Has a little fan in the back for the light. Well, it's not a great option, and the way they sit in there, the lights just don't work as they should. So we got some new LED headlights here. Kelly had a light for a knock sensor come on. I changed that in the VTEC solenoid gasket in the back because there was some oil leaking. But we also wanted to do the maintenance of spark plugs and the coil packs. I actually did the spark plugs already. And don't mind the sweatshirt, it's my work sweatshirt. But we already did the spark plugs. I put in some auto lights. A bunch of people said, don't do that. Go with Denso or NGK. And so we ended up going with the Denzos. And right here we have Honda coil packs. We got these on eBay. It was like $50 for a set of 4. They go for like 80 retail. So definitely check eBay. eBay is going to be your best friend with a lot of these parts. And then we got the new Oxydo LED lights. So I'm not too sure where we're going to start. I guess we'll dive in here and we'll do the spark plugs and coil packs. I have already done the spark plugs like I said, but I will give you a quick tutorial to start this video off on how to do that. Sorry for the long rant. It's been a little while since we've messed with this car, so we'll jump in right now. So real quick, this is the old knock sensor. You can see it literally is just, it corroded off, and that's the second sensor on this car to do so. She is getting old. We're going to take our 10 millimeter, drop it on this line, and we're going to want to unbolt that. That's going to give us a little bit of play back here. If you want to go the extra mile, you can also undo the 10 millimeter bolt that sits back here. That is also another good bolt to take out. It's a power steering line. So you can kind of just set that off to the side. Shouldn't be a big deal. Just kind of gives us some space to work because we need to take off this cover. So we've got our 10 millimeter socket right there. That one is built in. So we're going to undo these a couple at a time. Don't drop them or your day will be much longer than it needs to be. All right, well, that was odd. It's because I hit it with the impact. Last time I did this by hand. But what should happen is I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure if... All right, makes for a long day, but at least I hit the ground. I'm not sure if this is actually supposed to be set up so the stud comes all the way out, or if the nut should just come off, but I guess it doesn't matter either way because we can just pull the stud off here. So, there's that. So, a good example to show you too is this front stud and this front stud both hold in the coil packs. So, as I undid the nut, probably seems like the nut was supposed to come off, if anything. But when I undo the nut here, then you have the stud going down, holding in this coil pack. So when you take it off and see that 2 bolts are missing, well, they're not. That's exactly how it is supposed to be set up. We're gonna take these, throw them up there. All right. So 2 of the bolts only hold on the plastic cover back there, which also hold down your wiring harness. But we can get in here now and pull off the coil pack bolts. So I find it maybe it's a little easier to, I mean, if you can't get the coil pack out right away, you can probably unplug these just right here, and that'll give you a little bit more grab on the coil pack to pull up on it. These are trash, so I don't have to be too overly gentle with them. And I believe from factory, these are Denzos as well. I'm gonna keep them, just gonna keep them as spares, I guess, if one were to dramatically fail, but just for now, just a good to have spare parts. But who knows the last time these were even changed. So we're gonna continue that process, unplug these, pull them out of place, and I will grab our new coil packs. By the way, if you want to make your life real easy, which I would have paid attention to this, if you take off this front coil pack, that'll give you all the access to work down, be a little easier to unplug these coil packs from the wiring harness. But yep, we got these all out now. I would just love to point out as well that the part number for this is 099700-070. So these are the Denzos made in Japan, same coil packs. Look at how much better these look compared to the old ones too. So I don't know if these are factory or not. It's a safe assumption, but I feel like they would have had to have been replaced at some point. But I'm not sure. I could always check the maintenance records too, but it doesn't really matter that much. We just have our new coil packs right here. I'm going to open up the spark plugs as well, and we are going to be taking out the other spark plugs that are in the engine right now. So we got our 5/8 socket on here for the spark plugs, and we are just going to pop all of these free, get them loosened up, get them taken out of here, and I will see you guys once we do so. All right, so we've loosened up all of the spark plugs down in the holes, and now what we can do is I don't have the little foam piece in my socket anymore, so we can actually take a coil pack and there we go, slide it over and pull out the spark plugs, and it should be real easy. But yeah, I wish I know better than now. I've told a couple people who did the auto lights and they were like, yeah. So I was like, all right. So NGKs in the future, the Denzos are just as good. Like I said, I mean, even Honda uses the Denso coil pack, so I am not against it at all. So now we can take our new spark plugs and drop them in the same way the others just came out. And look at these. These even have like a nice little plastic cover on them. But we can take these and drop them down below, and that's it. Then we'll be good to go. So it's just good to kind of take your time, make sure the spark plugs go in straight. Do this by hand, and then you can slap on your ratchet. And you just want to make them pretty snug. You know, you don't want to over tighten it, because if you strip this out, you're gonna have a real bad day. Right there, perfect. All right, now I'm gonna start the next one by hand and continue all the way down. All right, so here we go. We're gonna take our coil packs one by one, make sure they get plugged into place. We can actually take these little plugs and plug them in now if we want. Pretty easy to do so. Just push it on down. That's it. That is the spark plug and coil pack install. All right there, just really simply put, really easy to do. We just got to take this. You can see there's a little piece of metal in there, kind of clamps around your spark plug, and that's it. It's just such an easy, fun, simple job. It'll be a little costly. This whole thing was about $100. I mean, it's not that bad. But if you had to buy these individually, then you're going to be in a whole lot more, because these go like $88 a piece, I believe, at the parts store. So, and that's, I don't even think that's OEM. So it's just like, go to eBay, man. Do yourself a favor. Buy new, buy OEM. Highly recommend. It'll save you a lot of problems in the future, especially with any other sensors or things like that. But yeah, here we are. And then I can take the plastic cover, and I'm going to bolt it back down the way you saw me take it off. And I will see you guys when we get over to our next project. I just wanted to make a quick note too, but you might not even have to remove the power steering line because I just learned, obviously, a few minutes ago that these studs can actually sit in place, and there's a nut that's supposed to come off, not the entire stud. So I actually just broke those free, and I'm tightening down the coil pack right now. And once that's tightened, all four will have a bolt or a stud in place. And then when I want to tighten down the cover, we'll see if it would make sense to continue to have that set free. But nah, see, it wouldn't even, I didn't think it'd make a big difference. It's whatever is best for you. But yeah, see, that cover just slaps right on. And now we just have these little nuts that don't need to be crazy tight, but you just want them so they don't rattle around, and bam, perfect, done. Just a real simple, like, doesn't really need to be crazy tight. And then we'll send down our two bolts right here as well, once I find where they go. And there we go. Look at that. This is going really well. All right, perfect. That is a tutorial on how to do the spark plugs and coil packs using all Denso products. All right, now we're going to move over to the headlights. So this one's a little embarrassing, but we had to do what we had to do because we needed to change out the lights. This is what we had for LEDs at the time. These are trash. I don't even know what company they were, but they just sucked. They don't even get held in using the retaining clips that are supposed to be in there. So this might not be a crazy tutorial, but the main purpose of what I'm showing you is the lights not to use. So this light is just being held in with this little rubber like mount. I have this kind of all tied around it, but let's get this light out of here. Now, this would be easier to do without the power steering pump reservoir out of the way. And also, if you have to remove that reservoir, be careful, because when I removed it, I broke the O-ring. And then when I broke the O-ring, this little O-ring that sits in here kind of had driven the car and the pump went. So definitely be cautious of that. Yeah, so we have like house siding tape, roof tape. I don't even know what we have on here. We have like carpentry tape around this. So it doesn't catch water. Let me get all this tape off here, and I'll show you what we're working with. And you'll see the upgrade from Auxito. So to see if I can make sense of this, this is the light that we had in there. Now, it doesn't seem that like a big deal. You just take where this plugs into the wiring harness, and you take this and you plug it right in. It's just one little piece of metal, plugs right in. Bam, done. The problem is when this plugs in, you can't take this light and put it up against the headlight anymore, because you have this wire here, and then you can't fit this right up against it anymore. So your metal clip doesn't work. So the headlights were being kind of held in by this rubber. At first we thought it was going to work, and these lights just like they flicker, they've sucked. I'm hoping that we get some big upgrades here. It's like that's the same light design, but without the fan. So I don't know if these get hotter. I don't know the full purpose of the fan. But now I can just take this light and I can just plug it in to the fixture, and then that would be it. I just want to make sure I do that straight. But yeah, this is literally it. Bam, done. It's gonna be plugged in, just like that. That's it. Now we're done. Plugged in. And now, when I plug all of this into place, I can take the rubber thing, put it right on the back. It's going to seal off moisture, first off. And then secondly, the headlight will be seated perfectly and solid and not move around in the headlight. So, if you're getting headlights LED lights, do not get the one with the fan. Get the one that just plugs in. This will save you a lot of time. We can now take our light. We got this little cut in it. It's got to go facing towards the inside of the car, I believe on both sides. But that's what we can fit right back in. Just like that. Now we can actually make use of this little metal clip by attaching it right up above, which I just had in place a second ago. There we go. All right. Now our light is nice and solid. That is not going to go anywhere. And we can take our little rubber piece, stick it on the back, and plug in the light. And that's all there is to this install. No crazy extra stuff like we had to do before. So, I mean, honestly, both just look like LED headlights in here. That's the new one, and this is the old one. But, again, that one just has a better fit. It won't be moving all around all the time. Sorry, I just showed you guys how to change the headlights and then put it all back together the way it was. But here we are. We got the right stuff in place now. But all I got to do is swap out this last headlight. Well, with the battery back in place, we can close up the hood. And that's going to be it for today's short, fun, just kind of update video on what we've had going on with the car. We got the new headlights in place. We now got the proper LED low beams in place. We've got some new spark plugs and coil packs. And we also got the silencer off. So just kind of some small stuff, but it's been a while since we've given you an update. So thanks so much for checking out today's vid. And if you want to see some more RSX content or other car content on the channel, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching and peace out.